Hello, my name is Miss Benthaler, and today I will be going over my Social Studies Cube lesson plan. So I teach grade 4. Content area is Social Studies. The time frame for the class is 8 a.m. to 9:25 a.m., which is 85 minutes in length. My learning goals for this lesson plan is my Social Studies learning goal is 4.G.1. Understand the role geography has played in the development of North Carolina, and my technology goal is 1.3 is based off knowledge constructor, so it's 1.3.c create information. Students create information from digital resources using a variety of tools and methods to create collections of artifacts that demonstrate meaningful connections or conclusions. I have one learner objective for this lesson plan. The learner objective is students will be able to develop a North Carolina cube, which is a PowerPoint presentation that identifies and illustrates the three geographic regions and will be used as an example for the students. And the ENC cube rubric will be the assessment tool. So for this lesson plan, I have two research-based instructional strategies. I have visual aids and collaborative learning. Um, Visual aids plays a part in it because it can enhance students' understanding and retention of information. And this will be utilized in the direct instruction portion of the lesson. And the collaborative learning, this involves engaging students in hands-on activities where they work together to create and manipulate the cube presentation. This will be utilized in the guided practice when they get in groups and section off order. All right, the resources, I have three resources that were used. Of course, the students have to have a laptop or computer with the PowerPoint software to create the cube. They need images and information about North Carolina's three geographic regions, and the three regions include coastal plain, Piedmont, and the mountains. And also, I have a rubric that I attach for grading purposes. Um, the rubric is right here. So you can see I have the rubric. I have four different levels. I have four, which is excellent. That's the highest level. Then I have good, which is next to the highest. I have fair, which is like it means it's there, but they're working on it. And then I have poor, which means they need a lot of improvement. So it's based on content, organization, visuals, language and mechanics, engagement, delivery, creativity, and the overall um grade for the presentation. All right, next, the Bloom's level of thinking. So for the Bloom's level of thinking, the visual aids enhance. The visual aids are used to enhance higher order thinking skills such as analyzing, evaluating, and creating. So this level of thinking involves the ability to break down information, make connections, and generate new ideas. Um, Students are actively engaged with visual representation of information, and they are to think critically about its meanings and implications. And the collaborative learning, it can be used to promote higher levels of thinking among students. It can involve activities that require students to work together to analyze, evaluate, and create new ideas and solutions. The essential question for this lesson is: what impact has geography had on the growth and development of North Carolina throughout history? My formative assessment would be the visual representations. So I have students create a visual representation, which is the PowerPoint, that highlights the relationship between geography and North Carolina's development. And this could be done. This is going to be done in groups and could incorporate both historical and modern examples. I have a summative assessment that consists of 10 multiple choice questions on the three geographic regions in North Carolina. This is the assessment. So this will be the end assessment after everything is done. All this information is included in the PowerPoint that I give, and then just based off the research information that's given. So the information and images that students are given. Next, we have the contextual factors chart that was already submitted. The class roll was submitted. So for my introduction part, this is the first piece. I'm going to begin by discussing the importance of geography and how it can help understand different places, and explain to students that what they will be doing for today. So creating a PowerPoint, and I'm going to model for them during my input, which comes next. I have vocabulary words. My vocabulary words are region, elevation, plateau, cape, Piedmont, mountains, coastal plains, fall line, climate, and environment. All right, so the next step is my input. So what I would do first, I'm going to show the students a completed presentation as an example. So here is my presentation. All right. What are the three regions? The three regions are broken down. North Carolina is broken down into three regions. We have the coastal plains, the Piedmont, and the mountains. Next, this is just background information on the coastal plains, telling them where it's located, how wide it is, the weather, different cities that's in that region. Next, this is just showing a few pictures, just to give them an idea of what it looks like. And down here we have a picture of where it's located. So it's like on the coast. All right. The Piedmont region, like I said, it's telling where it is in North Carolina, and it's giving a little French. So I added a little language in there. It's describing it, cities. So we can tell it's like in the middle because it says Charlotte is the largest city in both the region and the state, with Raleigh coming in second. Then you have Durham, Greensboro. So the city limits. All right. Next. Oh, and it also talks about the minerals. All right. So next, just showing what it is. Again, we got a map separating it, showing what it looks like. So this one is it's different. All right, and next we have the mountain. So we know this is going to include like how tall it is and all of that, like the peaks, because it's the mountain region. So of course it's going to talk about mountains. Also includes minerals down here at the bottom also. All right, and then a picture of that. And that's the end of the PowerPoint presentation. All right, and I will go over the rubric again. So here is the rubric one more time, just to get a good look. The students will get a copy of the rubric. All right. Next, this is what we're going to break off and do our guided practice. This is where the collaborative learning comes in. So I will divide the students into groups of 3 and 4. Each student is going to have a Chromebook. So where each group is going to have a Chromebook. So in the groups, the students need to decide who is going to take on what role. So everyone in the group is going to have a role. So you're going to have one that does the typing on the computer, one that try to come up with different, find different pictures, one that keeps up with the time, one that comes up with new ideas. Just everyone in the group is going to have a role. So I'm going to provide the group with images and information. So I did get information from NCpedia. The links do work in the thing, but this is just on a Google Docs. So this is background information, and then like I said, I have access to different links, and the pictures are on the links. All right. Next, I'm gonna have someone in each group that shows the time. They're gonna keep up with the time. So each group, they will have time to work on their PowerPoint presentation. And then while they're doing that, I'm going to be walking around just assessing to make sure everyone is doing what they're supposed to do and answering any questions they may have. Next, we're going to move on to the independent practice. So the groups will be able to present. This is where, instead of doing independent practice, this will be whether each group present the cube to the class. So this is what we're going to, and throughout while they are presenting to the class, we're gonna be taking notes. Each group is that's sitting down watching is gonna take notes. Because I do want them to ask questions, and the group that's presenting, I want them to provide feedback just to make sure that each child understood what we discussed today, what the concept of this lesson was. All right, so right here is the different differentiated strategies for each level. So we have above grade level students, they're going to create digital artifacts. At grade level students, they are going to use online mapping tools to create a visual representation of North Carolina's geography. The below grade level students, they are going to use visual aids, the AIG. I'm going to set up a gallery walk and have them create information from different sources such as maps, photographs, and primary sources to demonstrate the impact of geographies on North Carolina's development. The English language learner students, just gonna use real life situations to help them to connect. And that way they can share their own experience by discussing how geography has influenced their own lives. So for one, we know they have moved from place to place, so they can talk about that. Then we have the EC students who would get individualized instructions. So I'm just gonna pull them to break down the information into smaller pieces to be sure that they understand. Some of their stuff has to be on a lower level just so they understand what is being taught. Next, we have the review. So this is where we're gonna sum it up. We're going to review, and I'm gonna ask questions to the students to make sure they can tell me what it was that they talked about, what they learned today. Then they're going to discuss, we're just going to talk as a group how the cube has helped them to better understand the three regions. Because some students may have known it before, and some this could be their first time talking about it. And after that, we're going to do the summative assessment. And again, this is the summative assessment, just 10 basic questions, multiple choice, on the three regions. And the action plan. So if I had to reteach this to students, I would first model the process all over again, giving an assessment, and then we are going to reflect on what was being taught. That's the end of my lesson plan. Thank you.